Hi, my name is Shanice Herbert, and I am the founder and CEO, of Discover Self PLLC, which is located in Cypress, Texas, which is a little bit outside of Harris County. And so, honestly, I am a licensed psychotherapist, and I provide mental health to the community. Thank you, first of all, for this opportunity to support small business owners. So, I am definitely considered a small business owner. I am running my private practice, and it's been up and running for about a year now. And one of the unique things about my office is that it is completely ran by me. It's private practice as an African American female, or a person of color, and I think that's highly important to highlight because it's an anomaly, especially here in the city. It's not that many people of color who are managing private practice. I believe that is so important because it works on the community impact. A lot of times people want to come to see a therapist. They want to be able to relate to the other person in the room, i.e. the therapist. And right now, a lot of people are seeking mental health services and they want to be able to talk to someone. And a lot of people of color have to first get over the stigma of coming to therapy. And once they get over that stigma, a lot of times they're requesting people that look like them, that can relate to them, to relate to their struggles and relate to what they're going through. And why I don't personally believe that you have to have somebody on the other side of the room that looks like you and sounds like you, it does help, especially if you're doing it for the first time. So I definitely believe that is one of the unique aspects about my private practice. It's me, and everything that I'm representing when it comes to me as a person of color. But it's also just by being a person of color, I'm also already giving back to the community. It's already making a huge impact to the community. Additionally, I do work with teens, particularly starting from the age 16 and up. And I service a lot of young emerging adults, and I think that is a population that a lot of people have been neglectful of and they forget about, that transition from high school into adulthood. And that is very much right now a community that needs support. Definitely a community that needs guidance, and they want to be able to come in and have therapy, and so I definitely believe that is one of my callings, to work with that niche of group of individuals. And I'm having a ball doing it. They're great to be in the office and the sessions with, and I actually enjoy it, just to kind of help validate them and support them as they transition into young adulthood from college or whatever their next field or practice may be. Just life transitions and making life goals and starting working and having full-time jobs and having families, and they are too still struggling with anxiety and depression just like everybody else. And a lot of times they have a very small support system, so them coming to therapy is definitely benefiting them. And I'm so happy that is a community that I'm impacting, and I want to continue to impact that community. Currently, I personally believe the biggest challenge that I face is just awareness. And not just me, I think it's just the biggest challenge that anybody has when it comes to mental health is awareness. And a lot of people don't know where to look for therapy. A lot of people don't know how to get in contact with a therapist, so definitely the marketing aspect is hard. It's like, how do you get into the faces of people to say, hey, look at me, I want to be your therapist, come see me? I think that is a very realistic challenge. And I think we're telling a lot of people, well, go do therapy. And then it's like, well, do you know a therapist? And they're like, oh no, I don't think I've ever met a therapist. It's like, we're like this enigma, like, do they exist? I know they're out there. They only feel like we're only in these pockets of places. And I think that's definitely one of the reasons why a lot of people don't go to therapy is because they don't know how to get in contact with a therapist. And then getting in contact with a therapist, a lot of times it's like they're booked or they're full and they can't come in, and so they get disheartened and they don't know where to turn to, but they're telling people, you need to go talk to someone, you need to go talk to someone, right? So I definitely fear that the advertisement aspect of getting the awareness out there, like, hey, this is how you can reach a therapist, or this is how you can reach a community of therapists, is definitely a huge impact, because we're telling people to go get help, but where do they go, right? I think another huge challenge personally, is always going to be with marketing. It's always going to be with resources. It's always going to be able to allow people to be like, hey, come here. What can I offer you? What can I bring to you? I think definitely now with the enhancement of telehealth, having the right resources. Right now I got this halo light that's bringing off light, from this aspect of the room, but you got to have computers, you got to have a good sound system, you got to have good good sound so clients can hear you. You got to have good Wi-Fi, and there's been times when you have therapy sessions and clients are about to make the best breakthrough and their internet goes down, or my internet goes down, or who knows what happens, right? Or the computer is lagging and there's bad Wi-Fi. So I definitely think with the new aspect of telehealth, it's introducing a whole lot more new challenges that we never knew we had to face. Right now I'm in my home office, but sometimes that is a challenge, because you don't have all the resources, or you don't have all of the tools you need to really run a great therapy session and make it feel homely and make it look like, okay, yes, I know I'm not in the office, but I'm so open to communicate with the therapist on the other side of the screen. So definitely right now, technology is a huge challenge as well. Just simply because you want to be able to reach people, even if it's through virtually, you got to have the materials, you got to have the tools, you got to have the ability to see them. Even though they've made it a little bit easier with telehealth, it can still be a constraint because there's that technology component. So, I thank you. First of all, I'm just going to say thank you, Comcast, for just giving business owners the opportunity to even do this. And I'm just having fun, with the application process and the ability to just, even if I'm not picked, just to say, hey, if you pick someone, pick a psychotherapist. Even if it's not me, pick somebody else. Because honestly, the ability to support the small business and the ability to support a mental health therapist is going to help so many people just by this opportunity. So once again, I'm Shanice Hubbard. I am the owner and founder, CEO of Discover Self here in Cypress, Texas.